Ah! I'm fine, guys. Really, it's no big deal. It's so upsetting. Like, it's actually super. It's honestly like I think the reason I'm super pissed off about Randall's season-ending surgery is because the way Woj phrased his tweet, like when he first sent it, he wrote like, "Breaking news! Like after months of rehabilitation, Knicks All-Star forward Julius Randle," and I thought he was writing it to say that he was gonna make his return soon, but then obviously, as the tweet would have it, Randall's undergoing season-ending surgery. It's so deflating, I guess is the best word I could use, just on so many levels. One, you feel for Randall on a personal level because I always try and defend Randall because it's not to acknowledge, it's not that I ignore what he isn't, like all the questions he has, about sometimes the shot selection or the lack of effort. I criticize him for that stuff, especially in the playoffs last year. Like nobody's a bigger critic of him than me. I will curse him out if need be. But I also think a lot of Knicks fans sort of, just sort of take for granted all the good that he brings to the table. Like 24, 9, and 5. 24 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. That's what Julius Randle was averaging this season. That's not nothing. You know who else was averaging that? Guys like Luka, Giannis, Jokic. Like that was the level Julius is playing at. Now, is he going to be able to do that in the playoffs? I don't know. But like, it's like I have friends who are like, we're better off without him. No, we're not. We are not better off without our all-star power forward. Okay, you look at some of the Knicks games where it looks like Brunson's just out there trying to do it himself, and he's hopeless because nobody else can help him because they could just double relentlessly, and Randall would have solved a lot of those issues. Like, I don't know why I need to explain why it's bad that we're missing our all-star forward, but apparently some Knicks fans, like, they just can't really appreciate him for all he brings. So it's super deflating for him on an individual level because all indications of that he really tried so hard to come back. This dude's a relentless worker off the court. And by all accounts, he really tried everything. And so for it to just ultimately not work, like he avoided surgery to try and come back and for it to not work, like I just feel for the guy because he was having such a tremendous season. Probably, he was an all-star. He's named an all-star. Maybe could have even been all-NBA for a third time. And just like, and so you feel for the guy on a personal level, but also on a team level, like it's such a gut punch to us Knicks fans because like we all like it's gonna be talked about for years now. The January 2024 Knicks, where they went 14-2 with a fully healthy squad, where you saw the vision of Brunson, Randle, and OG. It was this unstoppable mix of offense and defense, and just like and so to see that potential in the span of a month, where they had really nice wins over Miami, over Denver. It's just, and so like Knicks fans, like even after he got hurt, we were all so excited to think about, okay, like when he comes back, when he gets healthy, like we're going to be so unstoppable because you also consider how well Dante started playing, over these last couple months. Same thing with Josh Hart, Deuce McBride. Then you bring in guys like Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic. And obviously those guys have been up and down since they arrived in New York, but you figure like, okay, once everyone returns and they're in lesser roles, they're going to look even better. And the vision was there. The vision was right there for the Knicks to, like, look, I'm a massive Knicks fan, but I'm also a realist. But even I would say, like, if you told me the Knicks made the finals, I wouldn't be surprised. Because a healthy Knicks squad, I wasn't scared of anyone, not even Boston because of the fourth quarter issues. Like, just, like, a fully healthy Knicks squad, man, like, they really could have been something special with a healthy Julius and obviously OG. Like, who knows if and when he's going to be back with his elbow thing. But, like, they really could have been something special. Like, they really could have been that, like, no team wants to face them in the playoffs. That, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts type of team. And we saw that, again, we saw, like, a glimpse of that in January. This isn't just, like, on paper stuff. Like, no, it looked really well on the court. And obviously, I know regular season and playoffs is different. But just, like, you saw the vision. And so it's super frustrating that, not that they're not going to reach their potential, but that they're not even going to have a chance to reach their potential. That's always the frustrating thing with these injuries. It's that there's always going to be that what if element. And I think what's super deflating about it is that, a lot of people might say, oh, well, just wait till next year till you're fully healthy, like, and then run it back and you guys will pick up where you left off. Like, I don't know what next year holds. First of all, you don't know what the league is going to look like. Okay, you don't know what other teams are going to do. You don't know how much better or worse our chances are going to be. Like, I think this year actually has, like outside of Denver, like every team has question marks, even Boston, even though they've won 16 games again, you don't know what that crunch time offense is going to look like for them. Like we've seen in the past, they do have a reputation of sort of sputtering in those moments. So again, like as dominant as they look, I do think they are still beatable, and then everyone else like has their questions. So you don't know what other teams are going to look like, and then just like, I mean, you don't even know what the Knicks are going to look like. You know, OG I think is a pretty safe bet to return, but Hartenstein's going to be a free agent. Hartenstein's been a massive piece of the Knicks, both when Mitch has been out, but also when he's been in. Like, so, and he's going to be a free agent. So, like, is you know, are the Knicks going to want to pay him the money he wants? Is he going to be willing to take a discount? Is he going to go elsewhere? Like, so you just don't know. And just in general, you never know. Like guys, I never liked that theory of like, oh, well, you know, there's always next year. Like, you just really don't know what the future holds. Like, in just like a very basic sense. Like, maybe we get injured even more next year. I hope that doesn't happen. Like, you hear guys talk about it all the time, athletes, and I've heard NBA guys specifically, like JJ Redick has always talked about how, you know, he was a member of the Orlando Magic team that made the finals in 2009. I think it was like his third season, and he was like, oh, I'm going to be back here without a doubt. Never made it back to the finals. Or the biggest example I could give was like, you know, there's that image of James Harden's arms draped around Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant as the clock ticks off in Game 5 of the 2012 finals. They're about to lose, and you know, we all just thought like, man, like OKC's gonna be back here. This is just the start. They never made it back to the finals. Like, you just never know what the future holds in terms of injuries or trades or chemistry and all that stuff. And so like when you have an opportunity in front of you, like the Knicks did this year, if they were healthy, and for them to not even have the chance to realize it, of course they're still going to be a tough out in the playoffs. You know, depending on the matchup, it wouldn't surprise me to still see them make the second round, especially, you know, if they play like a young, inexperienced team like Orlando. But just like I really do think like the conference finals could have been in play for a healthy Knicks team, and for them to just not have the chance to even try and recognize their full potential, it's so deflating, because Leon Rose has done such an insanely impressive job of building up this team, and like it was just, again, like that January stretch where it was like, oh my God, we're insanely dominant at both ends and all the pieces just fit. It sucks, and it sucks for Randle on an individual level, because he's been such a big part of that. I know a lot of Knicks fans don't want to admit it because they only like to point out the bad stuff that Randle brings, but like he's been such a big part of this resurgence, and like it really could have been something special. And so again, like you hope that you know, you just hope that he's healthy come next season, but even then, like you just don't know what things are going to look like next season. And so it just feels like a really big opportunity that's being missed for the Knicks and their fans, which sucks, because obviously, as everyone knows, Knicks have not had a lot of success over the last 20 years. So we build this awesome team that looks like it could be really special, and then for this to be the reason why, you know, we fall short, it's super deflating. And yeah, that's really all I have to say on the matter.